We're going to check out the Turkish CBI, get to know the deal. We're going to weigh the pros and the cons, and we're going to find out if this is a good deal for you or not. So let's start off with the Turkish CBI, which is the citizenship-based investment program in Turkey. It has a couple of options. The first one is you put in the $500,000 in the bank, in a Turkish bank account. You transfer USD from your home country to a Turkish USD or any other foreign currency to your Turkish bank account. You convert it from the USD or any other currency to Turkish Lira. You keep the Turkish Lira for 3 years, and you apply for your citizenship. It takes 6 to 8 months roughly. You get your nationality, you get the passport. It's a pretty straightforward deal. If you're losing any exchange rate for the lira versus dollar, which is happening quite alarmingly in the recent times, you get a good interest rate. It's 14% currently, and the government announced that if you lose out on the currency fluctuation, you would be repaid in terms of interest, and that way you make up for your losses against the US dollar. So it's a pretty nice welcome deal from the government. So that's the 500k USD bank deposit option. The second option, which is the most popular one, is the 250k USD property purchase option. So in that you transfer 250k USD or euro or any other currency from your home country into the Turkish bank account. You then convert the 250k USD into your Turkish lira. You lock the rate, so any currency fluctuations after that point would not impact your ability to use the value of 250k because that's locked. So even if you, let's say, face a loss in terms of the dollar exchange rate, you're fine for your citizenship amount. It's locked at 250. So you then go ahead and look for a good property, strike the deal, make the purchase, and make sure that it's registered on your name. The property title is clean, and then you use that for applying for citizenship. And the best thing about the second option is that you can actually buy on the free market. So it's not a government approved real estate, which is never a great deal. It's always you're losing out on money with a government approved real estate. Here you can buy whatever you want as long as you satisfy certain conditions, which again your lawyer or your real estate agent would verify and check and vet and do the proper due diligence and help you make a proper purchase on the property. Checks like has the previous owner reported correct taxes, have they paid the right taxes when they purchased this property. The second requirement is that it should be from a Turkish person. It should not be from a foreigner who has naturalized, gotten his Turkish citizenship, and is now selling you the property. So it should not have that chain. It should be a pure Turkish national who had the property from before. And then there are certain similar conditions that you need to run against, and once your property is okayed for all these conditions, you would then go ahead and do the payment, execute the contract, get the documentation, get the deed, which is tapu, which is called tapu in Turkey. And once that's all done, you do application, you get your residency permit first, and then you apply for citizenship in 6 to 8 months. The entire process should be wrapped up. Pretty sweet deal. There is a third option, which I'm going to skip, and that's really creating employment. So investing in a business, creating jobs, and then applying for citizenship. And again, not a lot of people would be interested in that, given the current times in Turkey. So I'm going to skip that option. So this is the deal. Pretty sweet deal for a certain set of people. I'm going to weigh the pros and the cons. The biggest pro: Turkey is a tourist destination. A lot of its economy runs on tourism. It's a beautiful country with great landscape, great scenic locations. You get the citizenship basically in theory for free. It's not actually free because it's a hassle to go there, look for properties, buy the property, maintain the property. You lose out on some attorney fees. You lose out on the taxes, the maintenance, the initial sales tax, and etc. So there's some cost that is involved. 30 to 40k should be the maximum that you should be looking for. It's not actually free. Now, if you rent the property, again, renting is the whole ball game altogether. You can either do it personally, which is a tough one, but you can also hire property management services to maintain those properties. You can buy one property, two properties, or three properties, any number of properties, as long as the total valuation of the properties are equal to 250. And again, each of those properties have to follow those criteria in order to pass for citizenship. So it's a very nice deal for a certain set of people. So the positive is, you get a nationality to keep, you get a home in the country. The Istanbul airport is one of the most connected, in fact, the most connected airport in the world. It's a great option. If you're from the Middle East, let's say you're a national from Pakistan, Sudan, Afghanistan, Iran, Iraq, or any of the Middle Eastern country, this could be a step up where your own passport doesn't have that good access, but then the Turkish passport improves that, and you have a Muslim nationality which resonates with the culture of the country from which you are moving from. The Turkish language itself may be quite different from where you are from. Let's say Pakistan, you speak Urdu, but when you go to Turkey, it's Turkish. It's quite different. So there would be a learning curve. Moving to a new country is never easy, so all of that would be involved. But the good thing is you would have a similar religion and a culture in this country. So it's an absolute no-brainer and a win-win situation. If you're from, let's say, a Middle Eastern Muslim nation, it's a good option. If you're a Westerner, there are a few things that you would want to consider. A, you're getting a Muslim nationality. How does your country, what's the relationship between your home country and Turkey? Are you okay with being a citizen of a country that's a Muslim country? And a lot of people are, but this is something you want to be aware of and something you should resonate with, because at the end of the day, you're going to be a citizen of that country. It's not just about the passport, it's about serving, it's about being part of that culture, of the religion of that country that gets associated with you. You're going to be a Turkish national. So let's say you're a Britisher. Yes, you're a Britisher, but now you're also Turkish. So are you ready for that? So that's a question you got to ask yourself. So aside from the religion, the other thing is the military service. If you're the investor and you're over 22, which most people are, this shouldn't be an issue. You are covered. You wouldn't have to go and serve in the military. But if you have male children below the age of 18, or in future, if you're going to have male children, then they would be subject to the military service requirement. If they have a dual nationality and live in another country, then they can technically pay for a military service. In that case, they have to go and do an online course, and they can waive. It's not waiving, it's actually doing this service by paying and by doing an online course. But when it comes to the background, the child would have served in the military, because obviously you're paying for service, and then you're also taking education online, which is obviously Turkish military based. So this may or may not have an impact on the other nationality of the child, or if the child wants, in future, if your male child wants to naturalize in a different country, having served in this foreign country, in this case Turkey, may or may not have an impact, and they may or may not be able to naturalize based on the requirements of the country where you are, where they would apply. So that's something to be aware of. And again, this does not directly impact the investor. This is something that you should be aware of for your future children or your current children if they are under 18. So that's the second one. The third one is Turkey is actually on the FATF gray list. It's the Financial Action Task Force watch list, where the agency watches any inflows and outflows from the country, typically assuming you're all clear. Apart from a bunch of enhanced due diligence questions, you should be okay, but be mindful that they would be watching what you're doing. So it's something to be aware of, not something that's an issue. It's just something that you should know. And if you have a bunch of questions that come your way, it shouldn't come as a surprise. It's pretty common. Interestingly, there are more than a dozen countries on that list, and very recently Dubai actually got added to that list, which was quite of a surprise. But yes, Turkey is not the only one. So that's the third thing with Turkey. The economy and the Lira, it's really rock bottom in the last couple of years. No one knows what's going to happen in future. It might pick up, it might go down. It's really a gamble at this point. So that's something to be aware of. So a few people look at it as buying the dip. It will go up, it'll improve the situation. Few people think otherwise, based on the geopolitical situation, etc. Few people think otherwise. So it all depends upon how you look at it and what's your risk capacity. So those are the few things to be aware of. I'm not saying that they are cons. I'm just saying the things that you should be aware of when you are considering this type of nationality. So I hope you liked all the information. If you are interested in Turkey, or if you want to find out if this is a good option for you or not based on your circumstances, definitely book a call using the link down below in the description. We can discuss your situation and figure out if Turkey is or isn't a good option for you. And we can also help you get started with the Turkish CBI. We have people that we work with directly on our team that actually do this for a living. So we can hook you up with the CBI program and get the ball rolling for you. In the meanwhile, definitely hit the bell notification and subscribe to this channel. So once I make new content, you get that. And also leave comments in the comment section below if you have any general questions. All right, I hope you like this content, and until next time, take care. Goodbye.